Hello, everybody. Welcome to the new SEO formula for landscape and hardscape contractors. My name's Josh Blakely. I'm putting on this presentation today, this workshop to help you really amplify how your business is being seen online in terms of search engine optimization. And there's going to be some great things in here to help increase your presence online so you can get more inquiries, more projects coming through, and ultimately more customers as well. So let's dive into it. So, firstly, I'd just like to take a look at this. This is a general overview of the process we use with our digital marketing strategies called the accelerated growth model. So, our starting point, you can see over on the left hand side there, the drive lead section. We have organic SEO, and that's the foundation of your website being found online, your Google business profile being found online. And that leads into the other parts of this model, which is maximizing those leads as they come in to convert them into paying customers. And then the last step there is to optimize the results. So what can you do once you have that customer in mind? So a little bit more about that. We take a look at this model here, and the first part here, we want to be driving leads to your business. And this presentation is all about the SEO side of things. We'll be running a workshop on the paid search side of things. Database reactivation is also part of that. Then when we get into this conversion piece, it's looking at what is your reputation online, because that's key, making sure people know, like, and trust you before they actually make that call. And then on your website too, what can you do when an inquiry comes in? Is there automated follow-up in process? Is there people who are going to be reaching out, or do you have AI systems, automatic text back systems, and things like that to make the most of that lead as they come into your business? And then the last one, the optimizing results. We're all about looking at what is the best return on the investment you're spending, and what is the average cost per lead is a really great metric to actually start to help you figure that out. And then obviously your total spend. So that's just the general overview of things before we get into it. There's a little bit more detail of that, but the 9 clear steps to tripling your sales focuses on those. So when we work with our digital marketing service with the businesses we work with, and when we're doing this initial audit, this is the outline, this is the methodology that we follow, and you can see that there. Apart from that, let's go into some more detail as well. So a little bit more about that. You can see on the digital dominance method here, we've got SEO organic in the top left. So just if you're not sure what SEO means or organic is referring to, we're talking about search engine optimization. So we're talking about when people are using a search engine to find a service that you offer online. And in a lot of cases, that's going to be Google. Some people are using Bing, typically an older demographic as well. But today we're all about that in this. So firstly, let's take the time here, turn off your cell phones, turn off Facebook. Let's just get focused on here so that whatever I'm teaching here, you're going to have a chance to write down notes, implement things, and I'm going to give you time to reflect and look at what the actionable steps are. This is a workshop, so we're here to actually implement and get results. So that's what we're going to do. And by implementing these, you're going to see some results in your business over the next 60 to 90 days and 60 to 90 minutes of this presentation to actually help you do that. So firstly, the outline of today. So we're going to look at the latest updates from the Google's algorithm, or algorithms really. There's been a lot changing in the last year with AI having an impact on what shows up on search results. So we're going to go through the things that you need to put into place that could be helping you, but also looking at the things that could be hurting you, that even things that may have worked in the past or may have been done by an SEO agency in the past. And then lastly, what can you do to optimize things now? Okay. So here's just a few of the clients that we're working with in this space. So, as a digital marketing agency specialized in the landscape hardscape business, we're on the cutting edge of everything that's happening. AI is changing things tremendously. So almost every week we're updating our processes on how we do that. So these are just a few of the businesses that we work with across the US. And then, why listen to us? Why are we qualified to speak on this? Well, we've generated millions in sales across this industry. using different local and regional marketing strategies over the past 6 years. We're a member of the California Landscape Contractors Association, so we're around the industry. We're getting to talk to business owners day in day out to know what the industry is like as a whole, and then we're lifelong learners ourselves about what can we do to help our clients even more. So we're a part of a coaching mastermind program called Seven Figure Agency, which is all about agencies who are focusing on certain industries and making sure that we're doing the best by our clients and we're on top of the latest trends. Okay, and not only that, but with the different businesses we've worked with, you know, what we're doing right now is generating over 1.2 million per month in revenue for our different clients and partners there. So our mission is to help landscape and hardscape businesses really just amplify what they do and grow their business. And that starts right at the leads end of things, all the way through to making sure that when everyone's coming in, when those customers are coming in, that you're making the most of your investment there. Okay. Now, a big question that's being thrown around a lot is, does SEO still matter? Is it still important? Well, think about the last time that you used a search engine to find something, and it's still happening. So this is not something that's going to be going away anytime soon. The rules change, the display changes, the way Google is ranking websites, the way Google is ranking businesses on maps. That is a constant change, a constant state of flux there. So you to be in top position, you need to know that it still works, it still matters, but it has to be done the right way. So another option to that, a lot of people, they might just be running a pay-per-click advertising method. The thing about pay-per-click is it's great to bring in leads straight away, but as soon as those advertising investment dollars aren't being put towards it, then those leads will stop. So a great strategy is to make sure you've got pay-per-click going with SEO. And SEO has this exponential curve that over time, the more keywords you're ranking for online for your services that you're targeting, the more variation you're going to be getting of people coming for those services, particularly new locations as well. That's really key. Residential, commercial. There's all these different options to increase that. Okay. And then some statistics behind it. 68% of people are using their online search to find a service that they're looking for. Over 50% of website traffic comes from organic search anyway. People are more in tune to believe something when they search for it themselves. It drives 1,000% more than organic social media. And people use these things called keywords. So they're wanting to find things quick. So, an SEO strategy is optimized around that. And you tend to get the most higher quality leads on a Google search or an SEO search because those people are high intent looking for that service either in the moment or they're planning out a project, and they're pretty intentional, which is quite different from an intent around social media. Okay. Now, these are just some of the key aspects of what's involved in the Google algorithm. But Google has been changing things a lot. A lot of people were laid off over the last year or so. AI is changing things. Google is testing things out that way. But you can see some of the things there that they're really targeting there. One of them is the blog, the content writing side of things. Just throwing something up on Chat GPT with a post to your site. That doesn't work anymore. There are times when blog articles and people would use that strategy. Now, any type of content you put on your site needs to be really researched, planned out in the proper way, and then also needs to be actually seen by Google. So what's happening is a lot of content is going up these days, and Google is not even putting it on its search listing results, that's called indexing. So you've got to have strategies in place to make sure whatever content you're putting up is actually going to get seen on the search if you're looking for an SEO strategy. Now, here are some of the over 200 factors that Google is using here. But, to break it down, we have the technical, which is the back end side of your site. On page is everything that is actually visible on your site in terms of written content, image, video. Off page is when you've got other sites linking over to you and telling Google that you're important, you're an authority. And then the last one that really important is the experience. Is what does your site look like when someone gets there? Like how fast does it load? Does it look great on mobile? Is the buttons working? Are people able to see what's on the site? So these are some of those key factors there. And EAT is a acronym for that one: expertise, authority, and trust that Google is looking for. Now we have a rundown of things over here. We've got the percentage influence of what actually affects rankings these days. So the Google business profile is such a huge part of local service business SEO, which the landscape and hardscape businesses fall into, followed by that on page content. And the on page content has really increased in terms of what's needed. It's always been really important, but now Google is actually tying the Google business profile over to the on page content. So now more than ever, it's so important. You've got to have your service pages reflected on your Google profile that are reflected the same on your website. And their headings need to be optimized. Images should be correlating. The description should be correlating. The locations you're servicing should be correlated as well. So one of the biggest things in the last year is doing that. And we're really seeing Google business profiles rank higher who have that optimization in place. And of course, that's a key strategy for what we do with our clients. Okay. So how to do that? Here are the key steps for yourself, something that you can start implementing here as well. So firstly, find out what are the most important keywords for the services you provide. Now, every landscape, hardscape business is different, but think about your preferred type of jobs, the preferred projects you want to do, and do some research. Google has a keyword planner. If you've made a Google Ads account, you have access to that in there, which is great. We use some other tools beyond that, but for a free tool, there's a couple of others there: WordStream, SpyFu, Google Ads. Now, find some websites around the country that you can see that's done well, that have pages for each service, and they have pages specific for the locations that they're targeting. That's a really good place to start in terms of getting an idea of what your layout will be. And then make sure your website's optimized for user experience. So if your site hasn't been professionally built, you're probably not going to have these in place. So a lot of the sites built online for service businesses are WordPress sites, and WordPress sites need to be set up in a really efficient way for that to work. Then on the flip side, you have some other services like Wix sites, but they just don't have the technical backend for SEO to be able to be optimized in that way. But that's generally a bit faster as well. So it's really important to get a high quality website put together that is focused on the user experience. And then, of course, the on-site optimization. So the technical part is important. Then, as I touched on the previous slide, building your authority. You want to show Google that you are an authority in your services in your area. And one way to do that is to make sure you've got other sites talking about you. So some of the ways you can do this is joining your local organizations. Your Chamber of Commerce is one. They'll usually give you a listing and link back to your site, but also sponsoring organizations, getting press releases done about a project you've done or something noteworthy about your business is some of the ways you can do that. And lastly, tracking your results. So you want to have a system in place to actually track how many leads are coming in, how many phone calls, how many project inquiries, how are your keywords ranking, how many backlinks are coming through for that offsite optimization. And you can get that big picture of how your SEO strategy is working. Okay. And we have an SEO checklist that we run through here. So if you'd like a copy of that, just reach out to us on the chat on our website or leave a message here. So key takeaways here: take a moment. What did you learn? What did you notice? What would you like to share? Do a quick audit of those aspects of your business right now and see, is there some areas of SEO that you see that you've got in place? And I would say for the big one for most people is look at those service pages. Do you have them set up for every service that you offer on your website right now? And here's a good guide for that, can actually help you out. So here are some of the different landscape hardscape services here. But think about your services, patio, deck, building, those types of things. You can add them in. And a good place to start is the main city you're in. You know, the city, if it's at least 60, 70,000 people, is going to have search volume for these types of keywords in your area. Okay. And like I said, if you would like to chat to us further about this, we've got a ranking report. What we'll do is actually run an audit of your current website, and we'll get all that technical information. We'll be able to do a manual look through of what you've got free of charge. So if you'd like to take us up on that, by all means, you can do it yourself as well. But if you'd like our team to look at it, check out that schedule page and we'll do that for you. So a little bit more about the on-site optimization, just to dive into this. So we talked a little bit about that, having great content, great user experience as well, pages for each services, pages for each city. But the next step there, it needs to be unique content. So you can't just copy and paste the same location and change the city name. It was a strategy used to be more effective in the past, but Google knows that. So that's something that you've got to be really careful with. And it should be unique, written about your area as well. Keyword in the title and the H1. There's some of the kind of technical terms as well. But on website builders, you'll be able to specify what that H1 is and what the title is. That's important for SEO. The meta description there is just that little bit of text that's underneath the title on Google searches. And you want that to sell people on clicking through there. So, contact us, call to action, 10, 20, 30, 50 plus review, 5-star reviews, things like that, encourage that. And then also you want to be sending Google signals about your business, that the name, the address, the phone number is really consistent. So make sure that's in the footer. Add consistent updates through blogs or putting up videos, putting up the new projects you're doing. Make sure that you've got a section on your site where you're doing that. And on your Google business profile, put that new content. Better yet, get your clients to leave a review with photos of those projects there. That's even better as well. And then just focus on making sure that your site looks great on desktop and mobile. Okay. So is your site properly optimized? Here are the things you can go through. The really key areas for the Google business profile. Like I said, those reviews are so important. So if you do not have a review collection strategy in place, start doing that. You can get a link when you log in at business.google.com. They give you a link. Start texting that to clients, or doing that while you're on site is going to be a good way to do that as well. You can also get the little NFC cards set up with that. So you just hold it out to the customer, they scan it or they put their phone up to it and it'll come up as well. Those are great ways to do it. On-page SEO I talked about. And then on the left there, talking about all these profiles online. So make sure you've created and filled out the details for all of the big social media profiles around. And then there are other services that are used to create what's called citations, which is more listing information about your business on multiple sites around the internet. And that in combination is going to help rank up your map pack, your Google business profile, which used to be called Google My Business ranking. Okay, so take a look at your Google business profile right now. This would be a good place to do that audit. And big thing here, do you have that review strategy in place? So just think about what methods you're using right now. All right, let's move on to the off-page SEO. So a bit of information about this is, firstly, if you don't have the Google business profile claimed, go ahead and do that. Citations, as I mentioned, these are all off-page SEO tactics where other sites are talking about you, building up the reviews. There's some other examples of software you can use to help you there as well. Now, the last two, let's talk about these in a bit more detail. So the authoritative links back to your site from other sites. I mentioned some things before about joining organizations, sponsoring local events, other businesses, things like that. If they're going to link back to your website through that, you're going to get some authority and local relevance to what you do. There's also industries that you can be joining if you're joining a membership, whether it's city, state, national, that's authoritative links as well. And also getting featured or getting articles put out to different news or industry magazines are some of the ways you can do that. And we use a variety of those different methods to get our clients featured on those different sites. And the last one there is the strategic content syndication, which is done in the form of a press release. So these are news articles that are written and get pushed out to big news sites all across the country. And they're just sending all these signals to Google. This is about this business. They can be targeting a specific service or a project you've done. And that is a way of showing that extra authority as well. So press releases, if you think about it that way, is something you can look up there. And like I said, the simple blog post isn't working anymore. So you want to be sending that signal authority to Google in as much detail as possible. So like I said, the expertise is that really quality content you've got on your site. The more you can talk about your local area and the uniqueness of the city and the climate that you're in is going to be the better there. The authority, those press releases I talked about, getting published on those big news sites tells Google that. And then that trust side of things, when you've got links from other sites coming to you, Google is trusting that you know what you're talking about, and it's going to push up your website higher for the search terms people are looking for. So there's a checklist. There's some real nitty gritty detail of things, which is part of the strategy we use. I'll let you take a look at that. If you need to take a screenshot or something, you can do that there. Or if you're watching afterwards, you can pause the video. Okay. And there's a checklist if you want to get the physical or digital copy of it. So what did you learn? And let's focus on the off-page SEO here. What's a local organization you might already be sponsoring, or chamber of commerce? Are you in your local chamber of commerce? Put some strategies out here in the chat if you've got something that you're already doing there. Okay. If you want some help, just let us know. Like I say, we can go through and do that whole review plan there for you. And if you've got any questions now, we've got time for a quick Q&A. So if you've got anything there or even a website you'd like us to take a look at, like I said, we can't do it on this call, but we can run that audit and really just go through in detail about your business. So reach out and let us know if you've got any questions about SEO whatsoever. Just let us know. We'd be more than happy to help. Thank you.